Hello, everybody. Uh, Justin Pontarelli here. I know it's been a long time, and you're probably thinking, where is our stinking interstellar pilot? Well, it's on my phone, so chill out, okay? I don't feel like making one right now. I haven't felt like making one in a long time, so I'm sorry. No one's asking for one, so hey, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so do a little squeak and I might think about it. Anyway, but we're here instead doing some Lichess, and this is going to be about a game I played just now, where the analysis actually claims that castling was a mistake. Yeah, imagine. So if you're a chess player and you know what castling is, it's almost always recommended to castle your piece or your king, right? In this case, it says it was a mistake. Not a blunder, mind you, but a mistake. What's the difference? A blunder basically just gives away a piece, usually, and a mistake is kind of like what was that for? That's gonna be bad. I don't know. Let's find out. Maybe you guys can tell me. I'm not the chess master. I'm just a noob. So maybe someone can come along and say, hey, this is why it might have considered castling a mistake. Let's check out the game. So I'm black. There you go. You can see I'm on the bottom there. Stockfish level 4. I'm still practicing against Stockfish. I'm kind of, leveling up. Basically, I basically play a level until I can beat that level, we'll say 75% of the time that I move up and do the next level. So right now I'm at the point where I'm starting to beat Stockfish level 4 more and more, but I'm still not confident enough against it yet, so here we go. So I'm practicing 2 more openings, or 2 more defenses I should say, because I always feel like black's kind of behind the 8 ball, you know what I'm saying? They're behind the 8 ball. I mean, they go second, so white gets to kind of set the pace of the game, and black's kind of well, what I gotta decide how to defend against your opening move, so I'm practicing 2 openings right now. And here it is. And according to the analysis, this is called the Benoni defense, or the old Benoni. And I'm probably totally butchering the name there. So, and according to the analysis, this is actually not the best move. It's called an inaccuracy. The computer says, why not go with e6 and do the Horwitz defense? I guess it doesn't like this as much because this is technically, I think, like a gambit. Because the computer can simply take your piece like so. Okay. But he doesn't. Okay, the computer knows better, so it does that instead. And I probably could have done this, but it would have been pointless because of, well, reasons. But anyway, again, I barely know what I'm doing, so if I say anything stupid, it's because I'm a chess newbie, so calm down. Alright, so that's my next move. Why? Because part of this defense involves getting ready to take a pawn on this square here, like so. And I'm probably misperforming this whole thing anyway, but anyway. I kind of glanced over the notes, I'm like the kid who barely studied and still manages to pass somehow. So here we go. What's next? Well, why does it say d5 is a mistake? I'm not sure. Or, sorry, e6. Because it wants me to do that instead, I guess. And it gives this as the best line. I like that line. That's a cool line. Although now he has an open file, so I don't know what he's I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, a mistake? Bah humbug. I don't think so. This turned out great. So he moves up a pawn. Cool. According to the computer, that's a blunder, which is bad. That's like you just gave something away for free. And I probably did, because now it's outside the realm of protection. I don't remember what my reasoning was behind doing that. But maybe I just wanted to, like, put some real pressure on a piece. I don't know. I'm not sure what I was thinking. So it says knight f6 would have been better. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, probably would have been. I mean, I'm thinking something like, I don't know. I mean, I can't take the pawn though. Not here. I mean, he's got like, there's two guys on it, so I don't know. But I did this instead. He comes out with a knight. Cool. I love doing this against the computer. I just love getting rid of knights. I don't care what it costs me. You know what? If you have a knight like this, okay, I don't care. I will go after your knight like it's nothing. I don't care. Don't test me. I'll do it. He brings out his bishop, which is not nice because it's going to hurt my queen. I don't like that, so let's defend the queen first. Although, to be fair, I could have done this already. I could have done that, and then he could have done this. And then I could have done this. Either way, not a big deal. So I put up my knight to defend, basically challenging the bishop to take my knight. And the computer moves over randomly. Oh, no, it's not. That's not random. He's double covering the bishop. That's all he's doing. He's just double covering the bishop. Okay, that's interesting. So I take the knight, exchanging a knight for a bishop. Now he's got a doubled pawn. And that's not really good, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's not a big deal, really. So, what's he do? He moves his queen up here. I think the idea is just to take this bishop, or sorry, this the pawn here. That was my thinking. So I mean, it's either that or double up on the knight. So I was assuming it's the pawn he's after. So what do? I cover the pawn with another pawn. According to the computer, this is a blunder, but this turns out to be a great move in my opinion. So he moves his queen back. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. So now I get my bishop ready to take his pawn, which has been irritating me now for quite some time because I want the center. I'm gonna get the center, and here goes. He moves up his pawn first. I know what he's doing. I think I know what he's doing. Anyway. But I'm gonna let him do it because I think I have an idea here. So I take his pawn, attacking the knight. And I probably should have gone after the knight too, but keeping this bishop was actually a great idea. So he takes my pawn, which was expected. No big deal. Then I have this awesome idea. Yeah. Either he was going to take my pawn, and I could take with my rook, then he could take my rook, and then I could take his rook with my knight, or something else is going to happen. Either way, I was having fun. He moves his knight, which was kind of frustrating, but this did turn out in my favor because I decided I did in fact need the bishop. So I took his pawn. Okay, he took my rook. I expected that. Bam. Awesome. At this point, the computer says it made a mistake. I guess. I don't know. I mean, what's wrong with taking my horse? Take my horse. I think it's a good idea. Release the queen, baby. Queen comes out. Not a big deal. What's next? It moves its queen. I guess it's a blunder. Why? I don't know why that's a blunder. But it says the best move was basically to take the pawn instead. Why? I don't know. There's really no follow-up maneuvers given at all. So I get into pouncing position because I want that queen, and I don't care if it costs me my queen. So what's he do? He randomly moves up a pawn. Why? I don't know. I just don't know. I take his queen. He takes my queen. No big deal. Now, I'm going after the knight because, you know, I don't mind trading pieces. I really don't mind. I will suicide every piece if I can. No problem. Now he randomly moves up his king, and I haven't the foggiest clue why. If anyone can explain why he just moved up his queen, or sorry, his king just now, let me know, because I don't know. Maybe it's to defend another piece. I'm not sure. He's got a lot of pieces that need defending right now. He kind of really does. I take his, I take his knight. So we exchange knights, not a big deal. Now this is where things get kind of interesting. So I move up here because I want to kind of block his pawn. And at this point it's going to give me a real nice tight defense with all my pawns connected, okay? So he's got this weird double pawn structure. You know, I don't know, it's looking kind of goofy in my opinion. And I got a cool idea too, so he pushes a pawn, not a big deal. Now here comes the funny thing. I castle, and the AI says, mistake. Its recommended move was to do this instead. Now, why would you do that and leave all three of those back row pawns undefended? I don't know. Because doing this, castling in this situation, actually defends your back row. It actually defends your back row pawns. And it gives your king a nice place to hide. So, does it give you anything else to do? No. It simply says, do this, and that's it. So what's next? Well, the king moves up. No clue why, because the computer's right. This would have been the best move to move up the bishop instead, and then it offers this as a potential best line. And in my opinion, the computer's absolutely correct. That probably would have been the best thing it could have done. But instead, it decides to move up the king for some reason instead. Anyway, I get my rook into position. He moves up his bishop finally, which kind of puts a pause on my idea. Then he goes to defend his pawn. Okay, that's okay, no big deal. And now I do that. I move up to the back row, and basically I'm pinning his bishop here to the rook. So if he moves his bishop, he loses his rook for free. That's it. I get a free rook. But I'm not that lucky. But I got an idea in mind. So he does that. I don't know why. I move up a little nook for my king to slip into, just in case he somehow gets back there. I want to be able to retreat. Now he does that, which doesn't do much. I move up my king, just getting ready for whatever might happen. He retreats his king. Why? I don't know. He doesn't need to. And now I figured, let's do this and push a pawn, because at this point I want his only diagonal, to be very dangerous. So anywhere he puts his bishop, it's gonna die. So next, what happens next? He pushes another random pawn. Now, at this point, I move up my bishop because I want to take his pawn, and I want to kind of get rid of his pieces. I want to get rid of his remaining major pieces, because at that point I have a nice pawn advantage, and I'm gonna win this game, no problem. So, ignoring his pawn threat that he just pushed, what do? He actually pushes his pawn up. Not a big deal. Kind of thankful for that. That's okay. And I take his pawn. So at this point, you can probably see the issue. I take his pawn. If he takes my bishop with his, I get his rook for free. Not a big deal. And then it's going to be bishop versus rook. I'm okay with that. Instead, he retreats. And I have a choice. Do I retreat or do I suicide? You give me the chance to suicide, I will pick suicide anytime. Bam. And guys, do not take that out of context. That's not what I meant. I meant trade pieces. I will trade pieces anytime. So he obviously takes my rook. And I've got to decide how to get rid of his bishop. Which is easy, because they're the same color bishops. They're both the white bishop. Both light squared bishops, so that's cool. We're good. Boom. What's he gonna do? He's gonna retreat. He doesn't want to trade. How about now? Nope, he doesn't want to trade yet. So he's basically daring me to do it instead. He's basically daring me to do it instead. No problem. I'll do it. Okay. So now it's just me and the pawns and his king and his pawns, just the way I like it. So we got 5 on what? What's that? 7? I'm doing good here. At this point, I'm just going to kind of fast forward because nothing to see here. All we're trying to do now is break some space between the pawns, and real simple. All you gotta do is put your king in the right spot and put your pawns in the right spot. So I move up a pawn here, hoping he takes. If he just moves up, then I can take a pawn. Either way, I'm getting a pawn right now. So now he can do that, which is not a big deal. I can just step aside here and move up my pawn. There's nothing he can do because I'm already in his back area. Pawn number 1, or I should say, rear guard pawn number 1. At this point, I'm just going to pick apart his rear guard. Now, I've noticed at this point, the AI is kind of very weak with end games where it's just pawns and kings. At this point, I'm going to do fine. And at this point, the analysis seems to break down. So I'm not sure what's going on here. The computer kind of seems to lose its brain. So at this point, I kind of start pushing a pawn just to lure the king over here. So basically, I'm giving him a sacrifice. But that's okay, because now I've got a queen. And now it's pretty much game over. So he retreats into the back row, and we do a simple queen and king checkmate. And that's it. Checkmate. There we go. The old Benoni defense. Going from, or starting from, this position here, all the way to this here. Wasn't that fun? But yeah, the most shocking thing here with the computer analysis was, according to the AI, castling was a mistake. So Stockfish level 4, 4 inaccuracies, 4 mistakes, 5 blunders. Guys, if you know what these things are, that's excellent. I'm not going to try to explain them because even now I'm not totally sure what they all mean. I think an inaccuracy basically means that you made a decent move, but there was a better one. A mistake, I'm not sure what a mistake is. I mean, in this situation, it's telling me that I should have moved here instead with my king. What that would have done for me, I don't know, because in my opinion, it opens up these 3 pawns in the back to attack. And, you know, because if that bishop or if that rook gets back down here, you know, they're as good as dead. So how that's a mistake, I don't know, you know. But I saw that question mark pop up and I'm like, okay, I've got to share this. Stockfish, you know, Lichess has lost its brain. I don't know. How that's a mistake? Not a clue. And this here, when he put that bishop up there, I'm thinking to myself, this is perfect. All he's got to do is move that bishop, and I basically get myself a free rook. That's all I've got to do. He probably could have defended it, though. Not a problem. Like, I'm thinking to myself here. So I get into this position here. Let's see. What was next? I forgot. I think this, right? And then he could have done this. Not that it would have been the best thing ever, because you want to have your piece on like an open rank or file. You know, but then he could have done this. And then he could have done this. Okay? So even if I had did this, and he did this, and then check it out. What now, right? What now? Now, would I have taken that piece at this point? Probably not. Probably not. I guess at this point I could have waited. Maybe instead I could have put the pressure down here instead. Then what? I don't know. So yeah, no idea. But that would have been a fun or interesting way to kind of end things as well. Because I'm picturing something, I don't know. Something like this. And then it could have ended like this somehow with both rooks in play. But you know, why he didn't get his king involved in the battle, I don't know. Because he had plenty of time to do it. Goes to defend. Boom. Pinning the bishop. He gets his rook ready to defend a random pawn. I'm thinking because maybe he figured he's going to move up his pawn. He probably should have. He probably could have done this. And that would have been a killer move. So, in reality, instead of doing that, I probably should have snuck in here and just went like this immediately. You know? And then I could have started doing other things. So even if he had done something like this, I could have easily have been like that. So I don't know, but yeah. So really interesting combinations here that could have been done, honestly. But instead, this is what happens instead. The rooks seem to want to chase random things for random reasons. Why, I don't know. What he's thinking. A random king move. I set up my line, so if that, you know, bishop moves, I get the bishop too. And the rook. That move concerned me. It's like, okay, that could be a problem because I'm not ready yet. So at this point I got ready. But if he had gone down here like so, you know, that would have represented a possible break in my armor, so to speak. Okay. Thankfully he didn't do that. And then right here, this was the moment of truth. What are you gonna do? And the computer knew better than to take my bishop first. The computer knew better. It backs up. I decide, okay, moment of truth. This was the goal. Suicide the pieces. Did it. He takes, no problem. I got my 7 pawns on his against his 5, and our bishops are here. Right here, I'm offering another trade. He doesn't want to. I still want to. He's like, why he didn't run? I don't know. He could have ran again, I suppose, but it would have been a back and forth battle until he drew a position, potentially. So he takes the trade, or he at least lets me trade. And then it's all about just picking off the pawns. So I just go from position to position with the whole idea of, you know, let's nail some pawns. Move up a piece, offer a trade. Will he take it? No? Cool. I'll take it then. You know? At this point, I'm basically behind his line of defense, and he's got nothing. Of course, the computer's kind of dumb when it comes to, like I said, if it comes down to pawns and kings, the computer's not too bright. So at this point, the first thing I probably would have done in his place, after taking the piece, I don't know, would probably have been, I don't know, maybe this would be me, right? Or no, maybe I'll force you to take, then potentially, I don't know. See, I'm not a pro here, like I said, but I can't really go out. I can't go up there, so let's go back here, I suppose. And then he really can't get, you know, he can get in, He could get in there. He could do that. So at that point, I could go here, I suppose. That pushes him back, or maybe, no, he's not going to do that. If it was me, probably do this, because now, again, if it was me, my response would probably be fine, take it, and there you go. And then now what? Well, see, I really don't have many options here, though. I really don't. Maybe this? Because if he takes and checks, I can get out of it that way. And not that it does any good for me. So he could do this at this point. And I'd be forced to go after the other pawn here. So he could go this way. I could go this way. That, this, that. And then it would have been a simple matter of, you know, get out of the way and make a dash for it, really. And then even if this occurs, I don't know. I don't know. Is he gonna get the piece? Maybe. Maybe not, probably not. You know what I'm saying? He probably still would have lost. Honestly. Obviously there's no way to catch up here. Right? That's it, it's over with. I don't know, right? Hmm. I mean, this is it, really. I mean, you know, hey, it's just a matter of time at that point. I have noticed about Stockfish that when it comes time to just be, you know, just pawns and kings, like at this point here, this was the moment of truth, okay? Right here, this was the moment of truth in my opinion. Okay, what's it gonna be? And the computer basically picked, you know, hey, kind of like make my day, right? I'm basically saying, hey, you can have your bishop, I want my rook. He's like, I don't think so. I'm like, okay, bishops it is. No problem. But I don't need my bishop. But you're not keeping yours either. And he finally relents and says, okay, take it. You know, take it. What option did he have? I really don't know. I just don't know. I'm thinking from this position here, once he takes, and I go here, he doesn't really have any other options. He's got 2 squares to go into. Well, 3 technically, right? If you count killing my my bishop, but that's not going to work because if he does this, I got a queen in like a couple minutes or a couple seconds, right? He can't do that, so he's got to do this. I mean, this might have been his best bet, possibly. At least that blocks a couple pawns from getting through for a while. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, what can I really do? I don't know. But now he's got the initiative, really. Right? And what do I got? I don't know, not much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. At that point, I'm already too far gone, right? So I go here. Boom, boom, boom. At this point, it just falls apart, right? But instead of giving you this, you know, wholesomely wonderful fight, the computer just kind of says, "No, I'm done." And what can I do? Really? I mean, let me think about this. What can I really do now? I can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Look, see? I almost feel like I've been robbed because I just feel like I've been robbed. It's like, hey, you could have put up a better fight than what you did at the end here. Okay, as long as he's got pieces on the board, like major pieces, like the bishop, the rook, the knights, the queen, the computer does pretty well. I mean, Stockfish is pretty solid, and he's pretty solid at the, you know, just even at this level. For someone of my skill level, he does fine, but after this point here, right? He offers me the trade. I'm gonna take it. He takes. Then I offer him a trade. He rejects it. I offer again. And what does he do? He moves back and lets me take. And this is where we stand. So all I get to do now is maneuver into a good position, because if you think about it, okay, oops, sorry. Basically, he controls this square here. I don't know if you guys can see the little dot, but I basically have a solid wall all around here. The only way he can get around it is by going down onto the A file. And I'm not going to let him do it. I know right where to strike to get the nice pawn breaks and to make progress with my pawns. And even if he doesn't take the trades, I'll make them myself. Right? So, trade pawns, no problem. Get ready. You know, you don't want to trade. Okay. Now I'm behind your line anyway. Now what are you going to do? You know? And I've got access to your pawn on the G file. But instead of aggressively, like I don't get it, right? I don't get it. You know? So he's there, he just took my bishop, I go fine. That move I understand, kind of. Okay. I get that. That's understandable. You know, why would you even do that? Like, instead, why not just go here, right? Why not go there? Why not do that? So I'm gonna go around here still. At this point, this is what I would have done. I mean, is it the smartest idea? No, but I mean, it would have been better. Probably. At least he could have done this. What do I have now? Now I can't defend that pawn. He could have started picking my lines apart. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Now, granted, I'll probably get a pawn across, but he can at least make a break for it, kind of, I suppose. You know? But I guess my point would be, instead of giving me a nice run for my, a nice run for it, he just kind of sits back and lets me take all his stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, you give me a nice fight when you have pieces, when you have your queen, when you have your knights, your bishops, your rooks, but now what happens? Now you go into, like, dummy mode. He goes down for no reason, pops back up, goes to the very last back row, like he's given up, pops forward, pops back again. It's like, what are you doing? Either get in here and defend your pieces or attack mine. Like, I need a real game here. I don't want this half-hearted attempt at winning here. It's just, now I'm 3 pawns up, right? Now I'm 4 pawns up. Now I'm 5 pawns up. Now all I've got to do is protect one group of pawns, and we're good to go. And it's not until my pawn makes a break for it that he actually decides to stop it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, again, so I just wanted to show you guys this game against Stockfish level 4. If you want to know my rating, it depends on how long you give me to play. Okay. I'm probably around 1800 when it comes to correspondence games. But realistically, I'm only around 1200 in 30-minute games. Anything shorter than 30 minutes, I'm not good at all. Not that 1200 is good, because it's really horrible. So that kind of tells you where I'm at. I'm still at that point in my learning where I'm horrible. Okay, I'm horrible at chess. But you know, when I see the computer telling me that castling is a mistake, I had to share that. You know, I had to share that, guys. I just had to share this. I mean, granted, I did make mistakes, I think. Like, that's not an inaccuracy, that's part of the old Benoni defense. That's, I don't know why it labeled that way. That's technically part of it too, I believe. Because you want to get this bishop ready to defend and retake the pawn on the c-file if he takes it. At least I think that's how you do it. Yeah, that moving up that pawn was probably dumb. Probably a waste of my time. I don't know what I was thinking with it. Yeah, I'm just not sure. So yeah, probably a way to defend it. I don't know. Now that was a mistake. I blundered because, well, I don't know why. Because of this here, I suppose? I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't, because it's telling me to do this, right? See the arrows? But then he could do that, I guess, right? Then I could do this. Then I guess I could take his, I don't know, right? I mean, then I could take his bishop. Then he could take my knight, I guess, right? I just watch these games, and I watch the analysis, and it's just very just like, wow. Like, I can agree with a lot of what he's saying. I'm guessing there's some combination here where you can do like a lot of damage. What exactly he can do, I really don't know. I don't know. There's got to be combinations there that I'm missing. Okay? I mean, there has to be. And they do give you the lines that they recommend, that they think would have been the best lines to do. Okay? So was that bishop move, for example, a mistake? I don't know. It's labeled as a mistake. I mean, definitely my intention was to capture the pawn. And if the pawn did this, for example, I get a trade here, bishop for a knight, and I'm always willing to get rid of knights. Not a problem. But in reality, not taking the knight did help out. Did help out a lot. It really did. And that bishop was in the right place. So I had my chance here, right? I got my chance. Had my chance to get rid of the knight right now. But I look at it and I'm like, wait a second, I got something better. He gets out of the way. I take the piece, offering a trade. Now, if he doesn't take the trade, like right now, I don't know. He's got to take it. He's got no choice, in my opinion, but to take the trade. He's got to take the trade. I guess he could have done this. And if I did this, he could have. I don't know. See what I'm saying? I don't know. There's a lot of weird little ins and outs here. So I don't know. Like, obviously he's not going to do that, but, you know, hey, I don't know. But this move, in my opinion, here was, like, perfect. Let's get rid of rook. Let's get rid of the rook, right? So a nice trade. Now, yeah, I mean, suiciding his bishop into my knight, probably not the best thing to have to be doing. Probably not the best thing. But hey, I'll take the trade. No problem. And that... I can resist a queen. There's probably lots of things he could have done instead, though. But he let me take it, so I don't know. In my opinion, the computer played a sloppy game. But this right here... right there... castling was a mistake. Why? Guys, if you can figure out why it was suggesting that my king moves here instead, let me know in the comments below. Why was castling a mistake? If you guys can figure it out, let me know. Because from what I can tell, castling was a good idea because I protect my back row pawns, which ended up being like the backbone of my entire plan in the end. And this move here coming up was, in my opinion, probably the best move I made all game. All game. Right there. Right there. That bishop moves. You know what? If that bishop moves, I get a free rook. Of course, he's not moving either. So, now maybe if I had done this instead, I don't know, right? I mean, there's that whole concept of he could have did this, right? Oops, hold on. I could have done that. He could have said, not on your life. And I would have said, you know, and it still would have come down to something like this. And at this point, he had to take it. He would have no choice. So, could he make it there on time? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, castling was a mistake. Imagine that. But I take the time to set up my pawns, get them arranged in a way that I thought was probably for the best. And that was it right there. That's the move right here. Yeah, didn't see that happening necessarily, but at the very least, he offers me a chance to take the rook anyway. In my opinion, that's it. That's the game. From here on out, the computer like loses its mind and decides it's done playing with me, and it just wants to die. Because what you do at this point is you get into the game and force your opponent to make the tough choices, okay? So right here, this is what happened, right? This is what happens. Okay, notice the king just kind of does random stuff in the background. Kind of letting me mop up, right? And what could have happened was, well, different. So, first of all, boom, boom, right? I'm sorry. Bam. And then maybe this. Maybe. And then I'm forced to do this possibly. I don't, probably the wrong thing, but now he's in my back row and I'm doing this, right? Think about it. And now what do I have? Not much, but now I've got to run. Like that probably wouldn't have happened, right? But at this point, I don't know. But he could have escorted the pawn down. So it is possible somehow that he could have gotten a queen before me. It is possible. If you ask my opinion, he could have done it. It's probably possible that he could have pulled out a queen before me. But maybe not. One last thing, though. There's a way to find out, in my opinion. There is, in my opinion, a stronger program than Stockfish. There's got to be. Of course, they say at this point, Stockfish, I think it's Stockfish 13 or 14, is one of the strongest ones right now that they have. Let's go here real quick, and then we're going to finish this up, guys. So if you stuck it out, then thank you for watching, because, you know, hey, that's great. So we'll copy this position. Share and export. Let's go with, I want to say Fen, the Fen. I'll go ahead and copy it to clipboard. So now we're on, I think this is called Chess for Android. It's just Android's chess program, but I remember one time I pitted this program up against Stockfish level 3 and 4, and this thing annihilated Stockfish. So let's see if I'm right. Let's see if White has a potential way to win from this position. Okay, now it shouldn't happen though, because Black has so many more pawns, but I bet you anything that White's going to do a lot better than Stockfish did. Okay? So let's go ahead and go autoplay. Switch sides, and it's going to start up the process. And what happens? See, already White breaks through here. Well, okay, never mind. Black just toasts him. Yeah, Black just got in there and just toast. He just, he just wrecked him. Hey, though, you know what, though? 3 pawns? Technically 4, right? Versus what the, Stockfish did. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back, though. Free play that again. Let's go free play, done. You can help it out a little. That was interesting, though. So we go there. Let's go with that. Let's go here. Let's take. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go with, let's go here. I think. Let's offer a trade. I'd personally take the trade. But then again, and then we'll say boom, boom, and then maybe boom. And let's try this instead. Now we'll go with free play, or no, sorry, auto play. Switch sides. Yeah, okay, so black still wins. Okay. But honestly though, a good player would have been better than the computer at this point. That's all there is to it, guys. That's all there is to it. So, seeing Stockfish do this badly from this position, guys, you know, if you happen to know someone that develops for Lichess, let them know this needs to be tinkered with. Now, maybe it's just because it's level 4 Stockfish. Okay, what I could do real quick right now is go to the highest level AI and see what happens there. So takes. We do have. Let's, yeah, continue from here. That's what you do, right? Jack up the level real fast here, all the way to 8, which is as high as I can take it right now. Play with computer. And let's see what happens now. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. No big deal. Takes longer to think. That's okay. Oh, he's doing stupid stuff again. He's still being stupid. He's just going back and forth. What's going? I don't know. Come on. Come on, Stockfish. Please don't do this to me. Play for real. I want some real play here. Yeah, he's gotta. Computer's gotta work on that. That was an error on my part. It could have been an error. Could have done this, I think. Yeah, that seems smarter right there. If we do this... Yeah, no, let's just... Let's go here. Do what they call a waiting move, I think. I want to say... Let's go around the side here. Let's go around the side. We'll go around the side. That looks smarter. That looks much smarter. Yeah, dude, go for it. Knock yourself out, buddy. Got nothing now, I think. Go ahead. Take the rear pawn. You got nothing, buddy. You got nothing. Come on. What you got? Just bust a move. Yeah, you're done now, aren't you, pal? Now you're done. I've got to sacrifice him now. Gotta sack the queen. Gotta sack the queen. That's okay. Level 8 though did much better. That was much better. Oops, should have waited. So yeah, guys, I'm not a chess professional by any means. In fact, I'm pretty horrible at chess. Just a guy trying to avoid a stalemate at this point. Don't think too hard there, computer. You're gonna hurt yourself. Guys, don't get me wrong. Stockfish is a pretty good program. I've seen it in action in other videos. It does really, really well. And we'll do this checkmate instead this time. There you go. All right, so but look at this though. Compare this ending here with just the king and the queen versus the king, right? To the previous one where I'm sitting there with 3 other pawns waiting to just invade and turn into queens. Like, there is no way. Like, if I had wanted to be a dick about it, I could have just sat like this. And what's he gonna do? Nothing, right? He can't do anything at this point. I could have got 2 queens. I probably could have found a way to get more than 2 queens. It probably would have put him in a stalemate, but, you know, hey. But the level 8 Stockfish found a way to get behind my defenses and cut me back down all the way, basically, to the one queen, and that's it. It took every other pawn. So anyway, but this play here was just, hey, someone talk to the people at Lichess and say, hey, you know, you got to work on the AI when it's down to just the pawns and a king. It just doesn't do very well at all. Like this, even on level 4, isn't okay. This is not okay. And this was me just wrecking the AI. And then it retreats as opposed to at least trying to guard its pawns. Even try to, you know, even just try to guard your back row stuff. That's all I'm asking for. And checkmate now. So guys, if you've watched this video this long, what's wrong with you? Do something else. Get a life. It's a joke. It's a joke. If you like watching my videos, that's great. I appreciate it. If you don't, I get it. I'd fall asleep too. You know, hey. Other people are like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't like the video, leave a big fat thumbs down and tell me why in the comments below, so I can try to do a little bit better next time. If it's too boring, here's a suggestion. Do not watch the whole thing. That'd be my first thing. Just don't watch it, okay? Sorry. Just don't do it. I just wanted to share this video because castling a mistake? Come on. Guys, comments, questions, constructive criticism, down in the comments below. Please be polite. If you're not polite, I'm just going to Thanos stamp your comment out of existence. I don't have any patience for rude people. I don't want it. Don't have time for it, okay? Beyond that, hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, hey, sorry. It's a boring chess video. What do you want from me? Okay. Anyway, so 2021. Missiles are not toys. No nuclear wars. See ya. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. See ya.